Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Eli, the real estate guy, and thank you all so much for watching another video. Today I'll be speaking about the 4 things that you should do before you start marketing to motivated sellers. All right, so we'll start off with number 1. Though many people say that this is not necessary, I strongly recommend you do it. I would say number 1, form your LLC. All right, now different states, they have different price points for setting up your LLC. I know when I did it through LegalZoom. It took a long time to do that, but you can do it yourself, but make sure that you're actually following the steps necessary to form it, right? You need to get your EIN, you need to file with the Secretary of State, and also get yourself a bank account, right? I could have divided this up into more steps, but I think those are super important. Set up your LLC and getting your bank account, all right? Consider that step number 1. All right, so number 2. You want to build your buyer's list, all right? Now, with building your buyer's list, there's multiple ways that you could be doing this. You can go on Facebook groups that'll say, for example, Houston, investors, or your city name here, we buy houses, or whatever it is. What you want to do is you want to find those Facebook groups, and you'll go there and say, hey, I'm a wholesaler and I'm building my buyer's list. Who's interested in discounted properties in the area? You will get flooded with comments because everybody's looking for them. Now, the thing with this, though, is a lot of those people might be wholesalers and they want to daisy chain your deals off. But the biggest way to find out if somebody is a wholesaler or not, and they're not actually an end buyer, is whenever you do have something and you contact them, there's that $5,000 non-refundable deposit, right? And whoever pays that $5,000, they at least have some legitimacy in that, right? And they can play with $5,000 if they want to. But at the end of the day, that's that indicator of, okay, well, at least they have that. And from there, you'll be able to move on from there. Another great way to find buyers is to actually use Propstream. And I've teamed up with Propstream, and they have a 7-day free trial that you all could use right now. So if you actually go to elilist.com, so again, that is ELILIST.com, you will actually be able to get a 7-day trial with Propstream. And from there, you'll be able to test out the software. And what you'll do in Propstream is you will actually go to, say, the city name, all right, and you would go to sold properties in the area, right? And you'll look for people who bought with the transaction of cash, right? And from there, you'll be able to find that list of people that purchase properties. And there's also a flippers tab that you can go to as well that shows characteristics of a flipper. And with that, that'll help you get that buyer's list that you need. It'll show all the people that show characteristics of flippers. You'll skip trace them, but you can call them or email them or text them, let them know that you're building your buyer's list and see if they want it to be added onto your buyer's list. All right. Another way you could actually build a buyer's list or not have to worry about building a buyer's list. This is actually pretty interesting. For my podcast, the Your First Steps podcast, which is going to be available April 1st of 2022, depending on when you're watching this video. The CEO of Trelli, which is an app, I believe that's spelled Trelly. So Trelli is a app that you're actually able to use to put your deals on. Now, the biggest thing is, if it's not a deal, if your numbers suck, if everything's wrong, then they will kick you off the app. So you want to make sure that you're properly analyzing your deals once you do get them, right? And once you put your deals onto here, then it'll be broadcasted to several buyers that's in the area. So I know I get emails and notifications from the app every single day of a new deal that comes on. And the investors that are seeing these deals, they're paying a lot more than what I would pay for a property. But that way you will have access to a ton of buyers, right? If you're not able to buy or build your list up front, you'll actually be able to do that, broadcast your deal, and have a lot more people available to see that property. So that's a great way. So, of of course, you want to make sure that you have that buyer's list. All right, number 3, you want to find a investor-friendly title company. All right, this is very important. I was shocked at this when I first started wholesaling. I thought every title company knew what wholesaling was. And surprisingly, that's not the case. Not every company knows what wholesaling is. So you would have to contact and vet different title companies. The easiest way to do this, instead of just typing in title company and calling everybody straight down, I would contact the different wholesalers that's in the market, right? So I will type in your city name, we buy houses, and I'll go down the list and I'll call the different people that's on that list, and I'll say, hey, look, I'm a new wholesaler. I'm looking for an investor-friendly title company, and I saw you guys on Google, and I'm just curious, who do you guys use to do your transactions through? And you'll be surprised. Like, I have never had one of those companies that I called. I never had one of them not be willing to give me the information. And there's times where I made attempts to purchase in other markets outside of Houston, and everybody was super friendly, and everybody understands the struggle of being a wholesaler. So they're like, you know what? Yeah, this isn't going to take business away from me. So yeah, this is a title company that I use to make it happen. So then you call that title company and you ask them, okay, I'm a wholesaler. I'm looking to have my transactions through you all, and you'll ask them certain questions like, okay, how many wholesale transactions do you guys usually do? Are you guys familiar with the wholesale process? Who do I send my deals to? Do I email it? Do you have an email address that I send it to? What's your process? Is it all through email, or do you have a portal that you go through? You ask these questions, they'll give you the information. So whenever you do have a deal, right, you know exactly what title company you're going to use, and you know exactly who to send that purchase agreement to. All right, and lastly, I know I gave you a lot of information, but lastly, number 4, I would strongly recommend you all read my ebook, Wholesaling 101, Your First Steps. All right, now in there, I break down everything, right? I break down the process of getting your LLC, getting the bank account, getting the EIN, and building that buyer's list, different types of lists you should go for first, different softwares you should use to make the process easier for you, different tricks that you could do within these different platforms to help increase your probability of getting to these motivated sellers, and narrowing down your list so that you're not stuck with 10,000 people that you're calling. You can narrow it down so that you can get to the most motivated sellers. Also, I provide you with a purchase agreement and an assignment contract, and I have a private Facebook group for everyone who purchases the book. There's a private Facebook group that you all will actually be able to go on and ask questions, and I answer them for you. And it's a community that's being built, and it's slowly growing, and I am looking forward to answering all the questions that you guys have about this. So wholesaling, though it's simple, the business itself, you find a discounted property and you assign it to an investor for a fee. That's simple, right? But where people get messed up at is all the little in-between steps that if something is done wrong, you could blow up the deal and put the seller in a bad situation, right? And you'll notice a lot of states are doing regulation on these types of things, is because people don't know what they're doing. So that's why I make sure that I put this as number 4, because yes, you can do those other things, but I want to make sure you guys are doing this right, okay? So by reading the book, Wholesaling 101, Your First Steps, all right, you will actually be able to do the proper steps needed in order to complete that wholesale transaction. So you can actually find my ebook at elitherealestateguy.com, and from there, you'll be able to access it and learn how to properly wholesale. And again, the people that are messing this up for other wholesalers and causing all this regulation to happen is the people that don't know what they're doing. So please read the book in its entirety and use the information that's in the book to actually make some progress with your real estate career. So hey, thank y'all so much for watching another video, and also the links of the things I was talking about will be in the description, so make sure you guys are looking at that. But thank y'all for watching the video. Go ahead and like this video if you like the information I provided to you all, and also subscribe so that you're notified of whenever I am posting another video. With that being said, thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I cannot wait for you all to get your first deal. Y'all take care.